Hi everybody. Today's video is just going to be a quick introduction to Prismacolor Colored Pencils. I want to tell you I am not sponsored by anybody. I bought everything with my own money and no one is paying me to say anything positive. Okay? I love Prismacolor. Here's my personal collection. Okay, I actually have two different kind in here. There's the basic Prismacolor Premier, and then I also have what's known as the Verithin. Let me show you the name. I have these out just to show you the names and the colors. Okay. Verithin. I didn't notice until I got them home. And what that means is that the lead is harder. You can get a really sharp tip and color tiny places as compared to the Premier. I'm sorry about the glare, but it says Premier, okay, just like on the tin. And those are a softer core so that you can color softer. Okay, now the reason I have these are Premier, very thin, very thin. I wanted to show you that they all have a number. Okay. For example, True Blue in the Verithin is number 758. However, True Blue in the Premier is PC 903. And I'm not sure about the numbering system, but if you're looking at numbers, just be aware that the different sets have different numbers, even though they're both True Blue. These both say pale vermilion, but I don't know if you can see in this light, they're pretty different. Okay, this one looks darker, and this one looks more like a melon. So, anyway, there is a difference between the Verithin and the Premier. The Verithin is very hard, nice sharp tip for cutting in tiny little places, and the soft core is really good for blending and layering. Okay, so that's the difference between Premier and Verithin. Now, you may have noticed that some of my pencils have a piece of tape on it. Okay, I don't know, a couple of years ago I went to an art journaling weekend, and you want to identify your own supplies. So and an idea I had seen from somebody else was to put a little piece of special tape. So I have this little cats with paws, little duct tape, and I can put it on all the ones that belong to me. Okay, now, what occurred to me today, because now my collection has grown since then, and I have all the Verithins mixed in, and I have to go through. So what I'm going to do today is going to use a different color tape on the Verithins, and that way when I'm digging through a handful, I can tell at a glance if it's the soft one or the hard one. So that's why I have the tape out. I wanted to show you that, and I showed you the color numbers. Okay, moving right along. I wanted to tell you, here's my current palette that I'm using. Use colors that inspire joy. While I was setting up, I had all my pencils out today. I've been drawing, and when I was setting up to make this video, I realized I had markers out on the dining room table also from last week when I was marking up a knitting pattern. And I realized it's the same palette because I tend to pick the same colors that I like. Light and bright are usually the colors that I pick. I don't usually like to use a lot of, brown and black and dark purple and dark green, depending. Okay, for the kind of artwork I'm showing you today, I wanted light and bright. So while I'm here, I want to talk a little bit about tools. Okay, I have a variety of pencil sharpeners out. Okay, here's your basic, pencil sharpener. Okay, here's your basic pencil. Okay, let's just stick it in there. Oh, I guess I don't have batteries in there. Oh well. Okay, the reason you don't want to use a big electric one like this is it will chomp down your pencil so quickly and waste it. Okay, these are expensive. So this is probably the least expensive one I have, a little plastic one, and it's a hand one. Okay, so you just want to gently, whoops. Okay, some people turn the sharpener, but I like to see what I'm doing. So I gently turn my pencil, and then you can see that only a tiny little bit came out. Okay, so hand sharpener. This is probably less than $2. This is probably about 3 or 4. It's a nice Statler one. I have my initials on it because I took it to that art journaling thing. And then while I was there that weekend, this is called the Brass Bullet. Okay, and it's nice and heavy, and it has the cool, well, all of these do actually have a replaceable blade. You can take the blade off and change it. So when I checked today on Amazon, $6.71, and I went ahead and ordered a package of replacement blades, which I haven't even had to use one yet. So if you don't lose it, this should last a lifetime for under $7. Okay, and here's a couple different erasers. This is a Statler one. I only know because it's the same symbol as on there. And this is a Pentel High Polymer Eraser Black. I couldn't remember which one worked better, if at all, so I brought both up, and I don't really erase that much. So anyway, I wanted to show you my tools, my sharpeners and my erasers. Okay, moving on. Let me move this out of the way because I want to talk about the color wheel. Okay. While I'm moving this stuff out of the way, I just wanted to show you the micron. That could be another video, but if you're going to do any drawing that you're going to color over, you want to make sure you use permanent ink. The 01 is really tiny tip, fine tip, and the 05 is a little bit thicker. I don't know if you can see that in the video. But I'm just throwing that in there that if you are doing any pen drawing, you want to make sure that your ink is permanent so it doesn't smear. Okay, just a little tip. I'm going to move my markers. Oh, yeah, markers out of the way. Yeah, you can see the same palette, light and bright. I follow this artist, and all of her artwork intrigued me, so, and I realized it was all the same color palette, so I've made up my own color palette that I love, and I tend to stick to it, as you can see. So these are my Tombow markers. I can talk about those another day. Oops, okay. So here's your basic set of Prismacolor Premier. If you're wondering why I have 2 sets here when I already have a whole box, these are gifts. I'm going to be giving them away this week. So in the set of 24, you get a whole nice, look at all those nice colors you get. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about next is colors being analogous next to each other on the color wheel. Okay, so the 24 is a nice set. There's also a 12. The 24 set, I think, was $19.99, so at less than $1 each, that's a really good price. Because buying them individually is $2 or $3 each. Okay. I'm going to show you the color wheel and what I'm working on. Okay, here's the color wheel, and you can see, I don't know, yeah, it started to rain today, so you can't really see my colors that great. But I wanted to show you in the palette that I have here. Okay. I've got yellow. I realized this after I got the color wheel out after I was coloring. I was like, oh my gosh, I already did this. Yellow, bright yellow orange, orange, red, red violet. So I already have a whole spectrum here. I was like, wow, look at that. So I was doing an analogous coloring for my lilies. Okay, I was going to do some today, but it got dark because it's raining and they look brown, which is not true. They're beautiful bright yellow. So I'm going to be doing drawing on another day. Although if you do jump in and want to get to drawing, I do have a couple quick tips. Okay, do it lightly. Okay, I use a modified grip. Okay, I do not hold it like I normally do because then I'm pressing too hard. Okay, so when I do it, I might hold it like this, or I might hold it like that. Whatever it is, I have to relax and try not to push too hard because it's really easy for me to, I'm one of those people that can write, you know, really hard and either tear the paper or just not look good or make too many, like, you know, lines that looks too obvious in your drawing when you're coloring something in. So if you go nice and lightly. Okay, and I'm going to do a whole video on drawing and shading. I just wanted to talk to you about your modified grip and layering your colors. You want to start with the lightest color and move toward your dark. Okay, it's a lot easier to make something darker than it is to make something lighter. Okay, so in my next video I will show my book. I'm not showing it yet because this is also part of the gift and it's going to be a surprise, so I don't want to put it on YouTube just yet. So the little intro to the color wheel, analogous, Prismacolor pencils, and thank you for watching and have a terrific day.